Hi everyone, today we're making Canada Day cupcakes. I'm starting off with a white cake mix prepared according to package directions. You could also use a from scratch white cake recipe as well. Take half of the prepared cake batter and put it in a container, and you're going to tint half of that batter red using gel food color like I'm doing right here, or with liquid food coloring. There's a third bowl there because on this same day that I made Canada Day cupcakes, I also made 4th of July cupcakes. So that third bowl was for the blue tint. So once you get the red color that you like, you can put them in the muffin tins. These are jumbo muffin tins because the cookie cutter I'm using to make the Canadian flag shape is quite large and wouldn't fit on a small cupcake. So doesn't really matter what size of muffin tin you use. You're going to put half white batter and half red batter until you get to about 3/4 full. Then you're going to bake that according to package directions. Now for the decorations, I'm using a maple leaf cookie cutter. These were actually a gift. I have a whole bunch of different kinds of leaves from different kinds of trees. That was a gift from someone, but I've seen them at craft stores like Michael's, as well as the Bulk Barn, if you live in Canada. This is Fruit by the Foot. It's a fruit-flavored candy that comes in a roll. And as you can see, it's certainly not wide enough for this cookie cutter. So what I'm doing is I'm going to cut 3 strips of this candy, and I'm just going to overlap them slightly. And then just press down on the seams, just to seal them all together, and they stick together quite well. There will be a little seam, but when you're all done, you probably won't even notice it. Then take the cookie cutter, press down firmly, and then cut out the leaf. And there you go, there's one maple leaf. If you don't have that particular product where you live, you may be able to use Starburst Candies, they're kind of like a taffy, just as a cherry flavored taffy. If you put them in the microwave for a few seconds, they soften up enough to mold, and then you can roll it out with a rolling pin to get a square shape. And then once it's big enough for your cookie cutter, you can cut out a shape. And if you're having trouble cutting it out, turn it over and kind of press down on the edges of the cookie cutter, and then you can just peel away the excess, and then you'll have the maple leaf that's left in the middle. That's another way. A third option for you as well is to use red gumdrops. Take a red gumdrops and roll it out with a rolling pin until it's flat. And if it sticks to the rolling pin, you can add a little bit of white granulated sugar. I needed 2 of them, so I put 2, one on top of the other, just a little on the edge, and then roll them together. And they stick together quite well until you get a larger surface to work with. Once it's big enough, once again, you're going to put the cookie cutter on it and cut it out. And you can press down on the edges if it's not cutting out properly. If you don't have a maple leaf cookie cutter, you can take a pair of scissors and just cut out your own shape. You can print out a maple leaf template from the internet and put it on top of the piece of candy and just lightly draw around the edge of the paper with a sharp knife to give a little outline, and then cut it out if you'd like. So there's different ways to get this. There they are out of the oven, baked and cooled. Now you'll notice that I overfilled them just a tiny bit, and because my oven's not level, they're not quite level on the top. You get one side that's bigger than the other. And to solve this problem, you just have to take a sharp knife and cut it off if the fact that they're not perfect is not pleasing to you. Then frost them with white frosting, whatever frosting you want. This Swiss meringue buttercream frosting that I posted just a couple of days ago, it'll be in the annotations on your screen, and it'll also be in the description box below if you're looking for a nice buttercream frosting that's easy to make and that isn't super sweet. Once they're frosted, take whatever maple leaf you made, put it right on the top. Now to make this look like a Canadian flag, I'm going to take some red colored sugar and just dip just the sides of the cupcake into the sugar, one side and then the other, and then you have something that looks a little like a Canadian flag. And there's a completed Canada Day cupcake. Now For an alternative, you can put red all around the edges and then place one of the maple leaves. This is the Gumdrop maple leaf. And then you can write something on here. Like I'm deciding to write A for I'm Canadian, eh? I saw this cupcake actually on the internet, and I'll give you a link to where I found that one. That one's really cute. So there's the Canada A cupcakes. There's the red and white. You can see through the liner. That's the flag cupcake. And there's the marbling of the white and red on the inside of the cupcake. And this is one I just did for fun. White frosting, red and white sprinkles with a little Canadian flag stuck in it. Simple but cute. Happy Canada Day, everybody.